Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Fandom United, a blockbuster podcast. I think it's just going to be me tonight, guys. Gio Ramos, aka the Insider, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It is Memorial Weekend, pretty soon, and so some of us are going to have 3-day weekends. I am not one of those individuals, being in the hospitality industry. Hotels are a 24/7 business, but I do get Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. So sort of a holiday weekend, if you'll include that. And well, it looks like I have spoken too soon. My colleague has shown up fashionably late, but he has several corporations to run, handling business. And let me go ahead and bring him in, Mr. Keith Barnes.
Yes,
What's going on,
yes.
man?
Very busy life from the day of a mogul running all the multiple corporations, as you said. Um, so yeah. Big. But first of all, let me apologize. My fan's very loud. It's very hot. So I don't know if have any audio. We still have audio. Still doing all audio only. So
I am implementing audio back
okay.
into it. Yes.
Sorry,
So
audio people. You can hear my fans very loud, but it's hot in this room.
hey,
And
they get the best of both worlds. Okay, they get our lovely voice and a little bit
right,
of white noise to help
yes,
them fall asleep. Hopefully not on the road. Hopefully you're not listening to us on the road and you're driving overnight and all the white noise and
sure,
voices, get you drowsy. Pull over, take a nap.
yes.
Um I missed you, buddy. We missed you last week, and I know I understand you went to a concert with your son, which was very exciting. Tell us about that.
Great show. Went to see Benny the Butcher.
Benny
Uh,
the Butcher.
Absolutely, a big Griselda fan myself. So, if anybody, they're it's tough to describe. I don't know. Are you familiar with Griselda and Benny the Butcher? And any? No.
I'm not.
Okay. Okay. You'll like it. Give it a. You and Jacob both. It's pretty gritty. It's pretty. They're kind of a throwback to the '90s, late
Oh,
'90s,
okay.
early 2000s rap.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people compared somebody close to me heard it and said, this sounds like Wu Tang," and I went, "Wow, you know what? It's very adapted. They get compared to Wu Tang and Mobb Deep and like the Locks
East
and all that
Coast
stuff
hip
from
hop, huh?
yeah they're from Buffalo. Um,
Okay. Buffalo, New York. Yeah.
yeah, Buffalo, New York. So, but this one in particular, Benny the Butcher, is the one I went to say. It's him. There's another rat, Conway the Machine, who I wonder if our buddy Jacob, he might be familiar with him because Eminem signed him a few years back. Shady
Really?
for yeah. So
Mm.
it's kind of Eminem kind of put him on. So, um, and then West Side Gun is the other one, and they got a bunch of other artists that are under them that come out since. But anyway, this show was just Benny. Benny had his solo tour for his latest album. He just signed a Def Jam last year, so he released his first album under Def Jam called "Everybody Can't Go." This
Mm.
was his Everybody Can't Go tour. And yeah, he was performing at Ace of Spades. It was a short show. It was only about an hour. Um, because it was just him by himself, and he's a lyricist. He's not really putting on a
Yeah.
bunch of he's just rapping. That's what he kept saying too all night. Saying, I'm just here to rap, man. I'm just rapping. So it was really great. It was really really good.
Hello, Rachel.
Rachel,
Thanks for
hello,
stopping by.
hi.
Rachel is busy. I caught her briefly at the POV. I call it series finale.
Oh, finale.
Their
That's right.
last
I didn't get. Yeah, I got to catch
episode.
up. Right.
Yeah. Caught some of that. I was generally sad.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I wasn't the most active person
Right.
in the POV. But I
I
would
mean, yeah.
contribute any way I can. Like I'm very much a giver. Like Keith, you
Right.
know this and whatnot. And
Absolutely.
I love to give, whether it's to causes, charitable, or
Your friends.
supporting friends and their
Absolutely.
channels and what they want to do. And so like those were POV. That was one of the channels that I generally like enjoyed what they did and
Right.
like what they were accomplishing. And like I said, I reached out to Jake and Brian and, gave them their flowers and, just, doing that. And yeah, trying to keep Fandom United Live going. I know Jake's doing Whiskey Jedi and his TikTok. I don't know if you've seen Jake's TikToks, man. That guy is rolling, man.
I catch him.
He is on it,
I
man.
catch him on Instagram every now and then. I gotta
Yeah.
do better at watching people's stories because I don't catch it. I don't know why. For some reason, I don't look at stories all the time. But I catch him on
Yeah.
there from time to time, and yeah, he's doing.
Mhm.
It's pretty good. He's doing really good
Yeah.
with us. Jake, if you catch this, this good job with those short videos, man. It's really
Still want him on the channel. Still want Brian Avellino on the channel as well.
yeah.
I will get them. Yeah. I am in Petaluma, California. I think this is my second stream here in Petaluma. Petaluma is about an hour and 2 hours south of Sacramento, so a little bit more toward the Bay Area. And it's been nice.
I was in Palo Alto last Saturday. Could have not too far from.
Not too far. I'm about 40 minutes away. But yeah, it's been nice to not be in the Sacramento heat and the oven that is, like I feel bad for you guys, but I'll be here till July 16th as of right now. So
Oh, okay. Wow.
settled in and not too far away from home. I'm still waiting to go back to Arizona though. Like I went to Arizona and I know Rachel remembers this. It was right in the middle of COVID, but in Scottsdale, Arizona, it was like COVID didn't even exist.
Sure.
And it was like a party town. And I remember
I've heard
the
that.
day before I was supposed to leave, I got really sick. I thought I caught COVID twice in second time in Scottsdale. And I ended up staying there for like almost 3 more days and just, because I could not fly. And so I would very much like another shot to go back to Arizona and, go and experience that. But yeah, here we are.
Yep.
It is almost Memorial Day weekend, like I said on the top of the show. And we have some fun topics we're going to talk about. There's a lot of X-Men stuff that we're going to talk about, okay? Today is the 10-year anniversary of X-Men Days of Future Past. And so on the Apocalypse channel, you may have seen Keith and I do anniversary trailer reactions where we revisit a movie on its big milestone, whether it's 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And so I thought, let's do something for a movie that it was very pivotal for the X-Men franchise over at Fox before it went to the MCU, which we're all excited about. So we're going to revisit that trailer. And we're also going to talk some Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, the marketing has been really turning it up a notch. Tickets went on sale. I sort of got my tickets. My brother got me and a group of people tickets, but I don't know if I'll be in Sacramento. I don't know if I'll be, because it's July 26th. And like I said, my assignment here in Petaluma, California goes until the 16th. So I will be somewhere else. It'll be the East Coast, down south, up north. I don't know. So I sort of have tickets. Yeah. I mean, talk about a hell of a birthday gift, for people like us, who like geek movies and comic book movies and all that kind of stuff. We're getting older, okay? We're not like going to Vegas and partying and whatnot, but it'll be fun to catch Deadpool and Wolverine on the big screen birthday weekend. So we'll talk that. I know you love the Fast and Furious franchise, and I have an exciting update for you. Maybe something that'll get you back into the movies. We'll see. But let's start off with a trailer that released earlier today. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, Keith. Let's talk Netflix's upcoming Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley, this latest trailer.
This is very embarrassing. Part of me rather get locked up than get put in this little Fisher-Price looking squad car. Y'all are the Lego cops. Jane, hey, this is your father. Before you hang up, I'm in town. I've been arrested. Hello?
Go ahead, Keith. Tell me about this trailer, how you reacted to it, and
I didn't get to see
talk
it.
about the movie.
I was driving. You sent it to me. I was on the road. I was on the way
You
back.
haven't seen it yet?
Yeah, no, I was still on the road. So I clicked on it. I watched it for I was in traffic. I wasn't moving. So I tried to watch, but I could only watch maybe about the first 10 seconds. And I think, traffic started moving. I had to turn it off. But
Well, why don't you go ahead and watch it while
I will. Yes, I turned my TV on.
talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
Mute your mic. We're gonna get Keith's live reaction, like how I did back on Apocalypse, and where I'd watch these trailers. So while he watches the trailer, and we'll wait his thoughts, because he's a big fan of this franchise, as am I.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the year of the fourth installments. Okay, especially in the buddy cop drama. Well, yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 4 would be a buddy cop. Yeah, you got
absolutely.
Axel Foley, Taggart, and Rosewood. So, I would count that as well. But of course, you also got Bad Boys 4. And so, put your money on which movie will be the one you enjoy more. But yeah, this was another exciting trailer right here. Okay, you got the trio back together. Okay, Sergeant Taggart and Detective Rosewood with Axel Foley, who finds himself in Beverly Hills for the first time in almost 30 years. 30 years. Wow. And as the trailer showed, and that video, he is going to Beverly Hills for his daughter to help her on a case. And it's going to be another one of those Eddie Murphy classics. He's on a roll right now, and he'll be tearing it up in Beverly Hills. And along the way, he's gonna realize that Beverly Hills is not what it used to be, and maybe a fish out of water of sorts, even though he's been there a couple of times. I'm so glad that Netflix took on this movie. I know Eddie Murphy's been trying to get it off the ground for some time now, and he seems to have better relations with streaming services. It was Prime Video that did Coming to America, and then before that, he was at Netflix for Dolomite Is My Name. And he's on a bit of a hot streak, in my opinion. I've enjoyed what Eddie Murphy has done lately. Years ago, he talked about no more doing paycheck movies, which he was on that run for a while. It was frustrating as a longtime Eddie Murphy fan to just see him, along with the likes of Nicolas Cage, just do these movies that you could tell they did just for a paycheck. But you understood, you just didn't agree with the choices that they were making. And so I'm glad Eddie Murphy's revisiting his classic franchises, and is going to give us another one. And Netflix, they are all about creative freedom. They said go R-rated. I know that was a big criticism with the third movie, the third Beverly Hills Cop, where it wasn't R-rated, and it just felt off. It felt like it was the third movie syndrome in all franchises. How the third movie's typically the worst one, or it's just like, okay, like you guys just wanted to do a third one because that meant you're gonna get money. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. I'm glad to see the gang back together. It's gonna be fun having Joseph Gordon-Levitt there, and you're gonna see some familiar faces, but it's cool to have Axel Foley back. Okay, rocking his Letterman jacket, Detroit Lions, who are doing incredible in the NFL nowadays. If you're a football fan, dude, Detroit Lions. So, Keith, I've talked enough. Okay, I've given them context and also taken a trip down memory lane with Beverly Hills Cop. What did you think of this trailer, man? And how does it affect your expectations?
Even higher. Can't wait. Cannot wait for this movie. I know it's funny. I'm glad to see this. This is as much as, and I loved Dolomite Is My Name. What was Dolomite? Well, that's my name. Yeah,
That was
love that movie. Um, and he should have been nominated for that, to be honest. For his portrayal of the great Rudy Ray Moore. But this is like I think this is Eddie Murphy that like this is familiar. Like this is Eddie Murphy that we're all kind of that we're used to. He's I don't know. It just we don't see a lot of him. We haven't seen whole lot of him over the past 20 years or so. Well, I say 15 to 20 years. He's popped up in stuff, of course. Dream Girls and
which a lot of people thought he got robbed.
Sure, yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course, the one with Steve Martin, the filmmaking one where they're making the movie. It's a really funny movie. I can't think of what it's called.
Bowfinger.
Yes, Bowfinger was very funny.
Yeah,
among others. But this is classic Eddie Murphy. I don't know, man. Just seeing him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yeah, man. Great Judge Reinhold. I saw the Flash. I saw Bronson Pinchot. I forgot the name of his character. Seeing him in there real quick, which is hilarious. That made me laugh. I saw Luis Guzman for a second, so I'm glad to see him pop up in anything. Anytime he pops up.
And Paul Reiser, right?
And of course, Paul Reiser.
Yeah. So the story.
It looks like there's an action sequence that's in Detroit, which I don't recall. I don't think we saw that in the first.
No, I don't think the first one was very much just an announcement of Axel's back in Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Well, and even in the first movie, I don't think we saw him really in Detroit, really doing his cop stuff. I don't think. So to see him driving a snowplow for some reason through the streets of Detroit. I wonder what's going on there, but man, I don't know. Kevin Bacon. I didn't know he was in this. I don't know.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
as the I think he's the chief of the Beverly Hills Police Department. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What's you gonna say? The story? Do we know the story? What's going on? I know it's his daughter.
And Detective Rosewood is sort of in trouble. Character on your right screen, in case you need a refresher, he's in a bit of a trouble.
Right.
And he talks. Axel Foley talks Sergeant Taggart to the left, to get off his ass and help. Which is kind of like a commentary of the actor coming out of retirement to reprise his role because he enjoyed doing Beverly Hills Cop so much and because he loves Eddie Murphy, and so that should give you even more confidence. But it's gonna be another detective case, and it's just gonna be a fun kind of bizarre ride, seeing Eddie Murphy at 61 years old, I think, just still kicking butt, man. Still, I hope to be doing what he's doing at, his age, and, should I get there. But yeah, man, it's going to be exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So,
last third too.
It's coming up a little over a month. Yep. Let's move on to, let's get into some X-Men here. Let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. Did you get your tickets yet, or are you still waiting and going to catch wait for the madness to calm down?
No. I'm gonna get them. I want our buddy Jake Berlanti. We're just talking about. He does his usual, buy a bunch of tickets for everyone and see who invites everyone. Unfortunately, he's one of those folks now. He likes to go to the movies at 5:30, so I can't catch that, so I won't be able to fortunately make that one. But especially now, he's got stuff on. So I'm gonna have to do what I do often, probably go on that Saturday. So I'm gonna get my tickets actually tonight, probably after we're done here. I'm gonna get them. So I want to wait and see. I like to wait a few days when they go on sale. A lot of tickets for the movies like this. Give it 3 or 4 days before I buy them. See kind of where the seats are. See if I can get my usual seats. And then I got to check with all the younglings to see who wants to go. I usually we'll just buy 3 and say, hey, who wants to go see this? But it's probably going to be all of us, I guess. So, but I'm going to probably get them after we're done here. So, yeah, man. Can't wait. I didn't realize it was this close. I was thinking it was a July movie. I didn't know it was June.
No, it's July.
Is it July? Okay.
Yeah, we're 2 months away.
That's what I thought. Okay. Usually. Okay. See, they usually go on sale this far ahead. I can't think of it. 2
That's
months
how much
in advance.
confidence they have in this movie. The ticket sales for Deadpool and Wolverine, insane. Like,
oh yeah. See, because somebody today was like, "It's coming out the end of June." I was like, "I think it's July." Like, no, I heard it was
they might
June.
have advanced screenings. They're probably gonna have advanced screenings.
That must be, yeah.
I'm gonna try to get my hands on those. I've gotten lucky in the past with advanced screenings, so
Yeah.
if I could catch the movie early, like that would, yeah. Then I can like take my time. I still want to be there opening weekend because this is one of those movies where the theatrical experience.
You got to be in there,
sitting in the theater with everyone and experiencing it, and just remembering where you were when you saw it. Okay, it's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine on the big screen. We thought we said goodbye 7 years ago when Logan came out, and for me, that's like I don't care how much questions we have or the state of Marvel, the cinematic universe, and how it's been since Endgame. I don't care about any of that. I'm watching this movie. Like Deadpool and Wolverine, like that's gonna be comedic gold, if anything. And you see it in the marketing. Like, here's Ryan Reynolds here with a disclaimer, reminding families that yes, Deadpool and Wolverine takes place in the MCU, but it is very much R-rated.
We're very excited to be joining you July 26th. Many of you are very excited, but we should set the table correctly. This film is as paper thin as a sequel to Battlefield Earth. We're mostly going to beat each other senseless, make enemies with Disney, tell a few dick jokes, make a few jokes at my expense, make a lot of jokes at Hugh's expense, and completely sidestep Marvel's mandated after-credit sequence, which, if you haven't figured it out yet, is always just a commercial for another movie, which will invariably end with a commercial for another movie. So sit back, relax, let us lower your IQ and raise your heart rate while we travel to a vapid dreamland, a place where grown men and grown women walk around in tights and act like it's not a giant cultural cry for help. This is cinema.
This is cinema. Taking a shot at Martin Scorsese. Maybe,
yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, but make no mistake about it, okay? There are parents who are gonna, no, kid, we're gonna go watch this movie. I don't care if it's R-rated and whatnot. We're gonna go watch this.
Listen, I just showed my daughter Emma. She's 11. She'll be 12 in a couple months. So I'm easing her into some stuff, not that. But I did let her just watch because she really, I think I told you guys a few weekends back, or 2-3 months ago, we got to, it was when this trailer, the Super Bowl trailer for this came out. We just went down the X-Men movie rabbit hole just that next weekend, just watched all of them, including Logan. She really asked, can I watch it? I was like, all right, I'll let her, it's like, all right, I'll let her. So I let her watch Logan, and she loved it. She's still I'm talking about to this very day, just the other day, she's like, Dad, I keep thinking about the movie Logan. That was really, really good. I really want to watch it again, so probably let her catch it again and before we go see this. And I'll probably take her to see it because she's gotten into it. She's getting into all this stuff now at her age. But so that, like I said, she's turning 12. She can handle it. I was watching stuff.
We were watching things we weren't supposed to be watching at a young age.
When I was like 6 or 7. I was watching.
I grew up on the Steven Seagal movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Okay, like enough said. Okay, yeah. So it's it's fine.
She knows the difference. She knows it's comic book crazy stuff. She knows Wolverine's a brutal character. She knows. Like Deadpool, I'm a little kind of like, I don't know. So I let her see clips of some Deadpool stuff. Not everything. Like I'm not letting her watch those yet. But I guess that's when we're going to take her to see this. Maybe she can watch this, but I don't know yet. We'll see. But
I mean, it might not be the worst thing, to kind of get her prepared for, get her palette ready for a movie like this. Speaking of, the announcements and everything, here's something that released. Well, it didn't officially release today, but AMC Theaters is going to start rolling out this. You get those messages about, turn your phones off before the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Deadpool and Wolverine did one for this movie. So here's Deadpool and Wolverine's announcement about turning your damn phone off when you're in the movies.
It's coming from out there.
Hey, Bob. You're in a movie theater, not the off room in your mom's nursing home. So turn your phone to silent or I'll shove it so far up your you'll have to answer it through your
No, easy now. Easy now. So much testosterone. It's God, when you yell like that, it makes my vibrate.
Oh my God.
At least I think it's my Listen, just turn your phones off or put them on silent. You know, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna take his neck veins for a walk now. Enjoy the film. Nice fourth wall break back there. I didn't think you had it in you.
Shut your mouth.
No. They do not like that word in America or Canada or the Netherlands.
What if they did first off, brilliant, love it. The two of them and their on-screen chemistry alone will sell this movie and at least make it entertaining.
Oh yeah.
But man, dude, like it's been a while since I've been this excited for a Marvel movie, you know, and I'm not trying to like say that for the cloud or something, like legit,
right.
You know.
Yeah, I'm hoping first of all, Rachel, it's a fair question. I mean, so I'm sure we all turned out okay. That's fair. That's fair, you know. But listen, if anything, I hope it's she's our love of movies and cinema. It's, all of us watching all that stuff. It boosted that. It kind of laid the foundation for all that. So I'll look at it that way. Look at it that way. But it's a fair question. But no, I wonder if hopefully this is getting them back on track. We keep hearing like kind of statements and different things from the people in Bob Iger and different stories about what's going on going forward, what they're trying to do as far as riding the ship. What a lot I keep hearing all the time.
Their message is basically less is more,
right?
Which I agree with. You know,
well, they're talking about 3 movies and 2 shows a year or something like that.
And that's what
kind of sounds like a lot, but
that's what we said about Star Wars. Remember when we were, Star Wars is releasing a movie once every year plus shows, and it's like, guys,
I said it for years.
That is,
like that's too much.
The thing that made Star Wars like really special, like, you know, I know Phantom Menaces might still be in theaters, but you know, the prequels and even Force Awakens was the amount of time in between. You know, how long
give people time to miss it.
They gave him time to miss it, exactly. And like there could be that possibility for the next Star Wars movie, but because there's been so much TV content that I don't know if it'll, you know, have the same effect. So
yeah, it depends on what it is, but you know,
maybe the general audience will be excited, you know, and maybe that's all that matters. So I don't know.
For that, you're right. Well, because it'll be at least what they'll say. 2019 was the last one. It'll be at least 6 or 7 years before, in between movies. So, you know, I said that about all this stuff. I've said it. I said it about Batman all the time. Like, take a break on Batman and Joker and all that stuff. Like, ease up. Like, give it some time. You know, because the more, and I said about the X-Men too. Like, there's, you know, we see what happened with X-Men. It just got to the point where nobody cared anymore. I don't know if Batman's a little different. I don't think anybody will like, we don't care about Batman, but don't push it. You know, like we don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, Batman's been on a good run. Say what you will about BVS and, you know, Justice League, the theatrical version, but like as a character, the portrayal of Batman, you know, people might nitpick about Ben Affleck and what that character did, but Ben Affleck wasn't the problem. And in the end, the pros outweighed the cons for, you know, what Ben Affleck's Batman was on screen.
Well, and one of the advantages too is that I'll say smart thing they're doing is they're keeping Batman off TV. Like they're just adamant about not having Batman.
Yeah, remember the Gotham TV show on Fox, and like you finally got Batman for a little bit at the end.
At the very end for like the last.
And even that what was that Teen Titan show where You know,
Right.
you remember the first season's trailer was all about Robin saying
Fuck Batman.
"fuck Batman."
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
He's barely in it. That show will see that's a prime example. Like you don't want to Batman on that show. It's not a good show. But
Yeah.
In my opinion. But yeah, they're not. So you're not getting Batman on TV.
You
So
might
yeah.
get Batman
Penguin.
in
Yeah,
the Penguin.
yeah. I had the exact same
Which
thought. Just at the same time.
that is streaming very limited.
Sure.
You know,
that's true.
But that would be okay. So,
but the next movie is when's the next? Was Batman? What's the second movie? They pushed it, right? Didn't they push it?
Filming in 2025. So
26 now, probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But hey, we're good. Take your time with that. Matt Reeves, you know,
Absolutely.
I mean, he's got to be cooking up something just special. Speaking of special, let's stick with X-Men, and I want to take a trip down memory lane and revisit a movie that was very much a course correction for the X-Men franchise on so many levels. The biggest criticism, because everything was being compared to Marvel with X-Men, was this whole continuity and getting that going. Sorry, we have a spam in Africa.
Well, I don't disagree with that. At least it's not that the other ones we used to get them.
AIDS in Africa. There's a time and place.
Sure.
For everything. Okay. All right. Like, I'll be watching TV and then I'll randomly get, the sad SPCA dogs and all that. And
I hate those.
Everything like that. Okay. Not here. Not all okay. Yeah. Please. Anyways, let's take a trip down memory lane and watch this trailer for X-Men Days of Future Past, and then we'll revisit it. So here it is. I don't care about the copyright. One of the best trailers, one of the best comic movie trailers. Here it is. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Good.
What's the last thing you remember?
Oh, I can't wait to see that again.
A glimpse into the past. You're going to have to do for me what I once did for you.
I'm getting chills right now, man.
You'll need me as well. Side by side to end this war. Before it ever begins.
Ugh.
So, wake up in my younger body and then what? Find me. Convince me all of this.
Perfect casting. Oh.
And where do I find you? A different path. A darker path.
Well, bringing those
very different man.
Bringing those two, together.
Yeah, those two versions together.
Yeah.
Guiding me. Be patient with me. Patience isn't my strongest suit.
The music is so perfect.
I don't want your suffering.
Peter Dinklage.
I don't want your future. Please. We need you to hold.
Incredible scene.
That's a great scene.
Oh man. Damn. Wow.
that song been used a lot in a lot of stuff. I can't figure out, pinpoint when it first. I know that song from the movie Sunshine.
Mm.
I remember we were talking about a couple years ago when Wonder Woman,
Wonder Woman 84 used
84.
it.
Yeah,
which was one of the better scenes in that movie. I mean, it's
Right.
not saying much, but like.
I remember you were like, "That song was from Days of Future Past."
That's from Days of Future Past.
And I was like, "That song's from Sunshine, the movie Sunshine, like 15 years ago." And I was like, apparently it's in like I don't know. I want to say maybe the Thin Red Line or some war movie. It might be.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, something like that. But it's one of those songs. It's a trailer song. It comes up a lot, but I guess. But no, I like I just mentioned. I watched all those. I watched this movie twice back in February, just because like in a row, just because it's still that good, And I watched the road cut. I've only ever watched this. I watched the theatrical version in theater, and then ever since I've only watched the road cut.
I like the road cut.
Yeah, very very good. Yeah. There's some sad deaths, unfortunately, in the road cut that don't happen in theater, which I think was probably for the best. But no, it's definitely better. There's a scene in this movie that 2 actors could have been nominated for Oscars just on the scene alone. It's the scene on the plane when they first rescue, well, they help Magneto escape from the Pentagon prison.
Yes.
And they're on Xavier's private plane, and they're having that argument about Eric, where were you? Charles, they're kind of just placing blame on each other for what happened, why their relationship fell apart, why the X-Men fell apart, why people died. But man, when oh my gosh, Magneto, I'm blanking. Michael Fassbender, that scene where it's right before this, exactly. But he's saying, "Where were you, Charles? Where were you?" When he's naming all the different names and said they're all dead. Where were you? You were somewhere pretending to be something that you're not. That scene is, man. I mean, it's one of those scenes where it's one of the best in any comic movie that
McAvoy's like, "You abandoned us.
You abandoned
me.
You abandoned all of us." So,
and then Eric, Michael Fassbender, starts naming off all the mutants who died, and
then the plane is because he's so upset. The plane is like crumbling around him. And they're all.
We were supposed to protect them.
Yes,
man.
It's oh my god, man! It's incredible scene. Man. It's what a movie. It's one of the best. Still holds to this day one of the best comic movies.
Yeah, I mean the way, I mean, Rachel talked about it in the chat right there, like the ensemble bringing together 2 different franchises,
Sure.
and combining the merging the timelines and whatnot, and kind of resetting everything, and man, just and then the ending, right? How it ended off, the filmmakers and really the audience tipping their cap to the original cast. You got James Marsden making an appearance, Halle Berry. You see Kelsey Grammer
for a second,
who returned in the Marvels last year, I think. So he'll be back, but you had all of them together, and just kind of like it was kind of like a dreamscape, walking through the X Mansion and whatnot, and just like giving that original cast their moment, like. And Bryan Singer, he's getting everything he deserves, but separate the art from the artist, like that right there was made with love. And it was just an incredible movie, and one that people can, they have their nitpicks, they're like, saying, it's not as balanced as we thought it was, or, the whole, once it goes back in the past, it gets a little funky and whatnot. But
disagree. Who says that?
Just commentary, people I listen to and discourse I have and whatnot. But I still think it's incredible. It's still one of the best comic book movie sequences with Quicksilver, and so popular that Bryan Singer had to do it twice.
Did it 2 more
and
times.
yeah, X-Men Apocalypse and whatnot. But that was great. And then WandaVision had to go ruin it. Almost
Oh,
ruin
that's
it.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So
Well,
X-Men
even
Days of Future. What was up?
this is we get our first real look at Sentinels in live action.
Sentinels, yeah, and it was an
And-
interesting choice,
Right.
because I was very much wanting,
The big robots.
the big robots,
Right.
that are purple and burgundy and hunting the mutants and all that.
These were terrifying.
Oh yeah,
I mean, just that they can.
yeah.
They've used the idea of using
Mystique's
DNA to
yeah.
right, and then they can copy any mutation that they come across, and they could do it immediately. Like the scene when they attack at the beginning, like it's just
the opening scene.
Oh, yeah, I mean it is just harrowing,
Well,
and,
yeah,
they
they all die, and it was thanks to Kitty Pryde. They barely escape.
Go back like a few weeks in time or something like that.
Yeah. Omar Sy as Bishop. Yeah,
Absolutely,
I like
great.
this character.
Yeah.
And rest in peace, the actor who played Sunspot. I believe he.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
He passed away. Yeah.
Okay.
That was sad, but yeah, man. 10 years. 2014, dude. Time flies.
Maybe we were talking about doing some watch-alongs for the X-Men movies. If we don't do any of them, we definitely got to do this. So I think
we're running out of time.
Figure out time. I know. That's why I say
time flies.
If we do one, we could just do this one if we have time. If we have time.
I mean, we could still talk about things while watching a movie too, But yeah, I would do X-Men Days of Future Past. I would do X2. The first Deadpool movie, Logan. That's what, a month from now with time to spare. So
maybe would you do the Wolverine? Maybe. What do you think?
Oh, we gotta do Origins. We have to do Origins. Is not as terrible as you might remember. I was watching it the other day,
I did the same. I was watching.
There's
good stuff.
Yeah, there's good stuff in there. So maybe we'll do some watch-alongs. I think that'd be fun. Let's revisit it. It's easy. We just got to commit to 2 hours at least. So
yeah,
doable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's step away from one franchise and to a saga that I know you are very much interested in, a saga that will not go away. It will not go away, Keith. It's going, and especially after you hear this update right here, you're going to be like, oh, God. So an executive for NBC Universal gave an update on a lot of the stuff that they have coming out, television series and movies and stuff like that. And of course, the conversation turned to Fast and Furious, Fast Saga. The final installment in the Dominic Toretto saga will be released, this time with a smaller budget and a more tight story, according to this executive. In an interview, she said, where we go next is a question. We may pivot another time and bring it back to the streets of LA and maybe make it a more intimate story, she implied. Also saying that a possible television or streaming spinoff for the series could be in the works, because NBC Universal successfully launched shows based on hit movies like Pitch Perfect and Ted. Fast and Furious is a good one, she says, talking about spinoffs on the streaming series. So this quote basically says that they intend on bringing it back to the streets, going back to its roots, which I don't know how you make a pivot that deep, that intense, that quickly, in one movie, especially if you consider how the last movie ended. Which, Keith,
Right.
have you seen Fast X yet, or not really? Or
Most of it. I skimmed it.
okay,
Yeah, but I know what happens. I watched a big chunk of it, and then I just like I left it on, but I just went and did something else, and then I saw like the last 10 minutes or so.
what
Which
did you
it
think
really
of
looked like
Jason?
all
What
the
did you
stuff
think of?
happened in the last like 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah,
So
what did you think of Jason Momoa?
oh, he was great.
I like this character.
He was having a great time. You can tell he just told him
Yeah,
just do whatever. And
you were having fun watching him have fun.
yeah, you can tell he was having a good time.
Yeah,
But listen,
perfect for this franchise.
I don't dislike this franchise. It's fun. I like Tokyo Drift. For a long time, I thought that was the best one until 5. Yeah, 5, right? Good one. 5 started doing the heists. I think 5 and 6 are excellent. 7's good, and it's okay. Then they start getting kind of
Yeah,
well. It becomes a chore kind of to watch them. I've never seen any of them. I've said several times on our other channel. I've never seen any of them in theater, and I'm not going to.
oh, come on. This is the last one.
Nah.
You gotta be able.
Nah.
I'll buy your ticket.
As soon as they come on streaming or available for home view, I watch them right away. So we'll see. I'll see how this. If they really are scaling it back, going back to LA and doing like taking it back, I don't know. We're gonna get back to street racing, get back to stealing.
Yeah,
DVDs.
Honda Civics, spoon engines,
right.
Nas.
Yeah, man. Little Honda Civics, Honda, or what else? What's the CRX? Maybe,
CRX, yeah.
What's the other one? Was the Plymouth? Not Plymouth. Shoot, what's the Eclipse? Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Yeah, the Eclipse, the Nissan Skyline.
Exactly.
A
bunch of those.
Toyota
Supra.
They're gonna go from robbing hundreds of millions of dollars in safes to now racing for a couple grand and some respect.
You get
the money and the respect.
A race for like 250,000. You can't be. You got to do some.
Right, adjusted for inflation, now it's gonna be like,
lot.
We got to raise these numbers. Okay,
man.
15 grand or something.
What rappers are gonna be? Because we brought it. Cardi B was in. Was that the last one? Which one was Cardi B in?
Cardi B was in 9.
Was that 9? Okay, yeah. Oh, that was 9. Yeah, you're right. Because she played his wife's sister. No, scratch that. That's somebody else. She was somebody's sister.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I don't know. See, that's part of the problem. Too many people. Too many people. Some of these movies, they need to scale it down to just this small. Ensemble cast, yes, okay, fine. But there needs to be like a group of like, I don't know what, 5 or 6, and just stick with them and their story. Make it a real story. Hey, listen, Rachel says they'll set out to destroy Tesla.
Elon Musk will be the bad guy.
That'd be a good. Well, they've kind of had a couple of those villains have been.
There is a mystery bad guy.
Okay.
Remember?
Is
remember Hobbs and Shaw?
Hobbs and Shaw, yeah.
Remember, there was a voice right there.
Keanu Reeves.
Well, that is one theory, but
it has to be a big name because it can't just be.
I think Vin Diesel said, or somebody said, they're shooting for Robert Downey Jr.
What if it's okay? If that's the case, then he's going to be an Elon Musk type.
Sure.
I thought they did that already, but
evil Tony Stark, something like that.
But yeah, right, because it has to be a big name like that.
But you are right; they're going to have to scale this movie down. Because, like, if you remember how, all right, spoilers for Fast X if you haven't seen the latest one. Tyrese, Ludacris, Natalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones, and I think Han or one other person. They're in this plane. The plane gets shot down from Jason Momoa's character.
Yeah.
And you don't see it crash and burn, but it does.
There's no way they're dead.
Yeah. The plane goes down and it goes conveniently around a hill, and it's presumed that they crash landed. Now that could be the movie's out if they want to let's say the
Scale up the
actors
cast.
don't want to negotiate and take a pay cut, they're like, okay, well, you're dead. That solves that.
Because Tyrese, there's people having some issues with Tyrese.
Yeah,
now. He's rubbed a lot of people.
And then they want to bring back Dwayne Johnson and Gal Gadot based on. We're going to talk about that image. I don't know if you've seen that image, but of Dwayne Johnson. Well,
okay, yeah,
yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Oh my! How did I forget that? Oh my god.
I have questions about that. So yes.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about that. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be the last one, so might as well take it back to the streets. I mean, that's what all the fans are saying. No, it's the last one for the saga.
Yes,
with Dominic Toretto.
Because they're not. It's not going to be the last one, but
there could be a place for it on streaming.
Sure,
there could be. Yeah.
Well, and again, as we what this whole topic we're talking about is, they gotta bring it down to, it can't be big world.
Yes.
Oh, somebody stole this device and they're gonna.
No, they already did a freaking Pontiac Friere, or what's the Pontiac vehicle, Friere, whatever. Fiero. They took it to space with Ludacris and that's when he was like, "Oh my god!"
They only did that because people were joking. It was like, "Well, they got to go to space." Like they're gonna
some ideas for Fast and Furious are better left on paper.
Exactly.
Although I do appreciate that social media video of Dominic Toretto showing up in his Charger at Avengers Endgame.
What?
Have you seen that?
No.
You haven't? Okay, we're gonna watch that real quick because it's hilarious. It's
is he?
Oh, here it is, right here. It's a 35-second clip of Dominic Toretto in Avengers Endgame, and you have to watch it. It's right here. Okay, here it is. Probably gonna get copyrighted for this, but I don't care. Here it is. Let me bring that. Let me get rid of that. Here it is. All right, Avengers Endgame, Dominic Toretto.
What the hell is this?
Something just entered the upper atmosphere.
That's funny. That is very funny. How have I not seen that? That's very funny.
Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. All right, you're tuning in, okay? Like it's hilarious. This is some of the stuff I watch when I'm lying in bed and scrolling through social media, and then I'm like,
no, that's good.
Next thing you know, it's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, God, I need to go to bed.
That's very good.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. Come on, Keith. We gotta get, if this is the last movie, we gotta get you out in the theater. Okay, we'll have a beer, we'll laugh. Okay, for old time's sake.
Well, we'll have a Corona. Ice
we'll have Coronas.
Bucket of ice and Coronas.
And remember, you got to grab the Coronas by the throat and drink it like with a fist. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to flex while you do that too.
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna dress us in for Halloween. I gotta get. I've been in the gym. I gotta get the arms.
For family.
Yeah. For family, la familia.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Okay, a couple more things. You remember Movie Pass and that whole thing?
Oh yes.
Yeah. There is a documentary that's releasing.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's going to cover the phenom that was the shortly lived phenom that was Movie Pass. Let's watch a little bit of the documentary here from HBO.
Movie Pass, a subscription service, the Netflix for the movie theater.
Say wow, blow,
It was the greatest thing ever.
MoviePass.
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 The popular movie ticket app.
MoviePass. We remember them. Whatever happened to those guys?
We thought this could reinvigorate the movie-going business.
Any movie, any theater, any day.
I went to the movie theater 428 times.
MoviePass doubled the revenue in theaters.
We were worth $80 million plus.
We had a product that no one could stop.
Mitch was making a toast, and he said, "Mark my words, everyone's gonna be rich."
They just spend. Going to Coachella, partying with Big Boy, John Travolta.
They burned through $250 million. Whoa.
Meanwhile, there weren't extension cords to plug our computers into.
There were hundreds of thousands of customer service tickets.
A customer sent a box of shit to the office.
I was like, we need to pump the brakes a little bit.
I just thought that it would be better if he wasn't a part of the team.
He's like the heart of MoviePass. The deeper you got in, the more you realize
all of this was part of a bigger story.
A lot of times when they talk about MoviePass, you usually get a picture of Mitch and Ted, but that's definitely not the case.
it is an endless list of, oh my God, what is happening here?
Oh, God, these old stories.
This is a company, not a family, and not all roles get to party.
Karma's a bitch.
Oh, the Fire Festival of the movie industry, right there.
Yep. At least they actually had a thing, and it actually their thing actually came out, and people got to use it. But as opposed to Fire Festival.
Tell me your experience with MoviePass. Did you?
Oh, I didn't use it at all. The interesting thing is that it sparked or it spawned a lot of the stuff that came after. Like the thing that I have now, which is the Cinemark movie club thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, a bunch of other ones came after that and did, what's the word I'm trying to say? They saw all the mistakes that MoviePass made and did it right. And I know there's the AMC one. We don't have any AMCs around here, so we don't have that. But I know Regal has one. I mean, all the other bunch of. I think Movie Chains just decided to make their own apps. And have a similar kind of monthly sort of thing. The Cinemark thing I have in MoviePass this works great. But yeah, no, I didn't get the MoviePass because I heard just kind of crazy stuff about it that I don't know. It just didn't seem. I don't know. I didn't get to it. Did you?
I did briefly.
Okay.
It was right before they started changing their terms and you can only go to a movie after it was like some sort of like thing where I think you had to wait a couple of days or something like that, or like you can only see certain screenings and whatnot.
Right.
Like it's just I didn't take advantage of it as much as I should have, and
it didn't roll over, did they? Did they not? They didn't roll tickets over? Was that one of the things that I heard?
I don't think so.
Yeah, see, that was so like you.
Damn it! I wish Jacob was here. I know Jacob was all about MoviePass too. He was really all about that, man. But like I hate to say it, but like the movie industry can kind of use MoviePass right now. Like
a better one.
I kind of wish it came out right now because it would get more people to go to the movies.
Well, I think the ones that we have some. Like I said, there's some that work,
but not as ridiculous as what MoviePass was doing and trying to get away with. And
but the Cinemark Movie Club one, like it, it's $9.99. It's $10 a month, and it rolls over. I got, I saw Dune. That's the only movie I've seen in theater this calendar year. So I've probably got like 3 or 4 tickets, but it rolls over, and any ticket you buy after that is also $9.99.
I'm using mine to watch Furiosa this weekend. I still have 2 credits left.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And so I think it works. And you get discounts on concessions and stuff. So
yeah,
I think their thing works. I don't know, about any other ones. I hear good things about the AMC one. I think it's called like Movie Club I don't know.
I wish we had an AMC in Sacramento. Like,
I do
why
too.
not?
That was my theater. I loved AMC back home in Virginia. That was I love AMC.
We're getting a baseball team before we get the AMC theaters. Come on now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's funny.
Wow.
Man. I don't know. Movie. This looks good though. I didn't know there's stuff.
I love documentaries like this.
Me too.
You
I was actually just watching the Brett Favre one last night on TNT.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a story. But so yeah, this one's interesting. The guys. It sounds like the guys behind the scenes were more interested in, getting the money and being famous
the fruits of labor without the labor.
Right. Because this should have worked. And it sounds like it was working until it wasn't. But there's no reason. And it sounded like they weren't listening to the smart people in charge that they brought along with them to help them maintain and sustain.
Rachel, no AMC in Sacramento area.
Nope. The closest one is in Emeryville in the Bay. Yeah.
Which I'm debating if I want to drive from Petaluma to Emeryville just to.
That's like an hour, dude. That's a long drive.
Yeah. But I do have 3 days off coming up, so yeah, we'll see. All right, last topic here. So, Dwayne Johnson, for the longest time, I remember over a decade ago, I was like, Dwayne Johnson, this guy, he's gonna do incredible things, not just blockbuster wise, and be the next action hero. He's also gonna really give it his all for dramatic roles. Movies like Faster, and Snitch. But
a football one, that was pretty good.
Which one?
Was it the one where he's like a football coach? Him and Exhibit.
Oh, you talking about Gridiron Gang?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's mid 2000s. Yeah, right before he really blew up and became Dwayne Johnson, the Hollywood icon actor. But here he is, right here. This is a first look at Dwayne Johnson in the A24 film The Smashing Machine, directed by Benny Safdie, who did Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. And, we all remember the type of performance he got out of Sandler for that movie. Also did Good Time with Robert Pattinson as well. So, yeah, this guy can get incredible performances out of actors. And, on paper, there's a lot of promise with this movie. This is a American biographical sports drama film written and directed by Benny Safdie. Dwayne Johnson as former wrestler and mixed martial artist Mark Kerr, excuse me, with Emily Blunt in the movie, and I believe playing his wife. And it's an A24 movie. Look, huge Dwayne Johnson fan. Okay, big time. Okay, Pacific Islander. I love him. Okay, like that guy is incredible, but he pissed me off for so many years because he just kept doing these movies that was clearly just it was just paydays. It was just
ego.
Ego San Andreas, which was okay, all right. Skyscraper, remember that?
That was all right. I didn't mind.
But he kept, G.I. Joe Retaliation. He kept doing these movies, and it's like, okay, cool, yeah, you're the blockbuster star. You're the modern day Arnold Schwarzenegger. Only you don't have as many puns or catchphrases or anything like that. But for the longest time, I was holding out for him to give us that performance that we know he's capable of, whether it's a movie like Faster, which I love, or Snitch. I keep talking about those two movies, but those movies right there, and even Pain and Gain to an extent, Michael Bay's Pain and Gain, the type of form, he was acting in those movies, whereas, in a lot of other movies, he's The Rock. That's all he is, and it's just finally, this could be the performance that we've been waiting for. It got to a point where I was like, you know what? I put Dave Bautista over Dwayne Johnson. Now, Dave Bautista probably isn't making as much of a payday as Dwayne Johnson, but his movies, if you think about it, are right on par with Dwayne Johnson as far as box office gross. Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a big one for him, and his collaborations with Denis Villeneuve. Like he's a respectable actor because he's so limited in his range, but
M. Night Shyamalan.
He doesn't care. M. Night Shyamalan, he goes out and he gives it his all, and he proves to us, the audience, that there is more to him than just being the big muscular guy, like playing characters like Spinks and James Bond, or whatever the case is. I really think Dwayne Johnson, first off, I think he got humbled with Black Adam. I think Black Adam humbled him a lot. Like the hierarchy of the DC universe. Like, as a DC fan enthusiast, I was rolling my fucking eyes after a while, and then that movie turned out to be mediocre. But this could be the one right here that really is a turning point for Dwayne Johnson's career, where he's not just doing those paycheck movies or those big budget generic blockbusters. Like, he's actually, performing and acting. This is just an image. I can't wait for the trailer, but Dwayne Johnson does not look recognizable at all. Like, I had to do a double take right there. And, even the comments are saying that, as well, like acting chops, like, this could be the performance right here, man. But what do you think about this image and the movie?
Okay. Thank you. I'm glad that you showed me this. I had no idea about it. This is what this is what I'm talking about right here. Benny Safdie, who showed up in Obi-Wan Kenobi too. He was, I think that maybe the first episode he was like one of those villagers that the Sith people came and killed. But yeah, man, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is what the Rock. So now, Rachel, first of all, you're right. The AMC thing is called A-list. That's what I was trying. What we were talking about before. But well, Rachel has a comment. Not everyone needs to be a nuanced actor when you're action heroes too.
No, that's true.
It's just true. But the thing is, eventually, someone like The Rock, who I agree, I'm a big fan of his also. Going back 25 years since he was a wrestler. Like, at some point, like, it's not interesting seeing him just be a big tank bulldozing his way through everybody in every movie, and not be, like the thing where they got the, again, and this is all ego again, but I mean, the clause where he can't lose a fight in it's got to be at worst. It's got to be
those movie star clauses where like the fight has to be a tie, or
right.
I have to win, or something like that.
He's got to take the same number of punches or whatever, like whatever nonsense. Like, just come on, man. Like, nobody. At some point, that wears thin. Seeing him play essentially the same character all the time, and he's shown like he's very funny in like in the Jumanji movies where he plays the avatar of the the real life player,
or he plays the big muscular sensitive soft guy who can be tough when he wants to be, like
it's he hasn't had this someone hasn't really done this with him. You say he kind of sort of tapped into it about 20 years ago in those movies you mentioned, but ever since, it's funny you mentioned Pen and Game, it seems like ever since then he's just been playing this, I don't know, it's just big. He's a big refrigerator of a man, and he's just knocking everybody out and everything.
And look,
no real characters with any vulnerability or any real sense of danger or sense of like, okay, what's this person going to do to get out of this? He's just, I don't know. What this
and
is.
Don't get me wrong. Not every performance has to be like what we could be getting from the Smashing Machine. Sure. It's just that when you give me a performance, like again, I'll say those movies, Faster and Snitch, when you turn in those performances and you show us what you're really capable of,
right?
And then you give us a string of movies where it's just like almost like you're phoning it in. You're just like, let me play
Yeah.
this one type of character.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Well, he needs a director who is willing to stand up to him and tell him, no,
yeah.
this is what I want you to do. And he's got to be willing to, like I said, concede some of that a little if he wants to be looked at as be taken more seriously as an actor. Certainly as a box office. Listen, the box office is proof right there. People are showing. You see all what happened with Black Adam,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's so there's got to be he's got to be willing to let himself be directed, and I know he's used to he's created like you said, as Richard mentioned, as a brand to himself, which he is, and it's very successful. And he's great, but I'm just saying, if he wants to be taken more seriously as an actor, and like you make the comp to Dave Bautista, who is intentionally trying to not be, exactly what's been happening to Dwayne Johnson. He could tell he actually works on it. And I'm not saying that the Rock doesn't, but Batista doesn't just want to be the muscle, muscling through everything.
Yeah, he wants to mix it up, and I guess that's what I guess that's my bottom line. So here's Dwayne Johnson's filmography. Like, okay, as a kid, loved the Scorpion King, Rundown, Walking Tall. Those are Dwayne Johnson classics, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I even like
Walking
Doom for what it is. Be Cool. That's
listen, that movie. Okay,
funny.
That right there.
It's
and
funny.
It's not a great movie. He plays a gay hitman.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't do that now. And he's really funny in that movie.
Mm-hmm. And then you get to like the not the Rundown, Gridiron Gang, like you talked about. And then he had the Disney run with, the Game Plan and, Race to Witch Mountain, and
which I like.
Oh my God, Tooth Fairy. Like, it's, oh God. And then for me, this is when it started. The Other Guys.
Sure.
That little, first act, he had with the movie with him and Sam Jackson, then this movie right here, really, like, this indie movie, like the most intense I've seen Dwayne Johnson, who's already a, physically built, intense actor. And then of course we know what Fast Five did for him as Luke Hobbs and whatnot, and then his blockbuster run from that point on, like it started, it was strong, it was good. He had Journey 2, which a movie I did enjoy. I don't know if you've seen that one, Keith, but
yeah, I have.
Yeah. Snitch, I've talked about this movie several times, like a dramatic performance. Him and God, what's his name? The Punisher.
Thomas Jane.
No, the other one.
Ray Stevenson?
No, the current one.
John Bernthal. Okay.
John Bernthal.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? Okay. Gotcha.
G.I. Joe Retaliation,
I didn't.
And then Pain and Gain, like for me, like that was his last true performance.
Yeah.
And then he did Fast 6, so when he started having the drama with Vin Diesel on set, and then from there he just went on this run of like, okay, he did Hercules, which was okay, like it wasn't the movie, like, come on, give us Black Adam, we kept waiting.
Yeah.
Furious 7, San Andreas was all right.
That's all right.
It was just okay. Central Intelligence, had its moments. That was funny. That's peak Kevin Hart right there. Moana. Really enjoyed Moana.
Yeah.
That was great. And then Fate of the Furious, Baywatch. Oh my God, that was.
I couldn't even.
I couldn't.
Like 10 minutes.
This movie was a delightful surprise, but Dwayne Johnson playing himself.
Right.
Rampage, Skyscraper.
Skyscraper's okay. I didn't mind Skyscraper.
Fighting with My Family was
he's playing himself.
He's playing himself, but that was a good movie. I enjoyed that. Hobbs and Shaw, it was okay.
You know what? Jungle Cruise is pretty good. I will say
Jungle Cruise.
I actually enjoyed that. I think it's actually pretty good.
I need to watch that one.
Yeah.
Red Notice I turned off after about 45 minutes. I couldn't couldn't do that. And then this is where he really got humbled and no, I don't care if it's superhero or Dwayne Johnson, he lost money on that. Then he came back to Fast X and doing the Smashing Machine.
Yeah, man.
So
this year. Let's say this year, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I have not seen Rachel. I mean, G.I. Joe is Oscar bait compared to Snake Eyes.
I didn't watch Snake Eyes. I still haven't seen
Was Snake Eyes that bad? Damn.
I was very excited about that too.
Guilty. Hey, look, you could say a lot of his movies in the mid 2010s was like guilty pleasures. There's nothing wrong with that. And if I'm just saying, he went on a run where I was just like, dude, you're better than this, okay? Let somebody else make the movie other than you and your $7 production, I don't know.
Which is a female audience expects different Baywatch. Okay, sure.
Well, sure.
I mean,
him and Zac Efron, and
having an ab contest basically. It was
lifting refrigerators.
Oh yeah. I mean, of course, that's always gonna. He's always gonna have that. That's what I'm saying. You got to start to show some. Listen, Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth. He's got all that, and he's doing some stuff with all his movies. Not all of it works, but he's even the two Netflix ones, the Extraction films. He's showing. Have you seen those?
I've seen the first one.
Okay.
I haven't seen the second one yet.
The second was awesome. They're both really, really good. Second's really great, but he's doing stuff in those movies. It's a character that just with a lot of depth, a lot of range, a lot of there's background, there's history with him that he's not just mowing through people. I mean, he is, but there's stuff going on, and The Rock he's tapped into some of that in some of his movies. I forgot about, like I said, I mentioned Jungle Cruise, which I actually do enjoy, but I don't know, man. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody always made that comparison. He was doing stuff, in the 80s. They weren't just mindless action. Some of it was, but he was able to play characters that had, stuff going on that you could relate to or tap into. He made you care. He brought you in with him, and he's very charismatic and always has been. And The Rock is too.
Yeah.
But Arnold's. I don't know. Arnold's pretty unique. I don't know if he's. I don't know. It's a tough comparison.
Arnold was the macho era,
right? And him and Stallone had the thing they were trying to.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. But, I'm sorry. Him and Stallone, but it's just. I don't know. For Dwayne Johnson, I don't think he quite reached his full potential. I'm not saying he didn't make money.
Yeah,
or whatnot, but being the icon action star.
Could you see him playing? We'll take a movie like True Lies, right? Like a married man playing. I know The Rock has sort of tried to do that in some parts, like in the Skyscraper one, or like a man with a wife who thinks he's just this computer programmer and a daughter. I don't know that I would you buy that from him if you put him in that role. I don't know that I would.
If he had a director that stood up to him and the one that he listened to, not just a tool, but like a director, because you think James Cameron, I don't care who you are, I'm directing you. That's what Dwayne Johnson needed.
Yeah.
He kept handpicking his directors of like people that will say yes to me and what I want and this and that. And Benny Safdie is probably the first director in a while, probably since Michael Bay, that's gonna like say, no, this is my movie and I'm gonna get a performance out of you that is gonna change and redefine your status.
Another our guy, more your guy, Zack Snyder with Batista and the zombie one.
And that's
Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
He was a soft-spoken kind
Oh
of
yeah.
reluctant, tell the relationship, the thing with his daughter, and his daughter kind of was strange there, and like he was really great, really great in that. Speaking of Zack Snyder, these two Rebel Moon movies.
I have not seen Rebel Moon yet because I'm not putting myself through that. I'm waiting for the director's cuts of these movies.
We'll get to that later, but some other time.
I have.
I'm sorry. I love it. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay.
I love him too, but
that's what I'm hearing.
God,
particularly with the second movie. I hear the first movie, but no. Okay.
I couldn't even finish the second one. I hate to say that. I wanted to. I was like, oh, cool. Oh, it's.
Oh boy. Okay. Well.
Anyway, another time. I didn't mean to derail something.
No, that's fine. That's bound to come up. Okay, like I've been avoiding Rebel Moon. I know I've been avoiding a Zack Snyder movie, but I can't do that to myself anymore. I can't anymore.
But see,
okay,
we know he's got it. The Army of the Dead, I think, is great, and
I love Army of the Dead.
I'm watching this
Snyder cut. I don't care.
It's still very good. I watched it last year. It's still great.
Yeah. I don't care. Oh, it's 4. I don't. It's 4 hours of epic.
You watch the whole thing. I was like, geez, I'm watching this, and I'm like, what happened? Like, what is this? I'm just like, oh man, I couldn't. Yeah, I tried. I was really excited about it. I tried, man.
I think he went too Snyder. Way too Snyder.
100%.
Like
that's exactly what I thought too. Like this, it's kind of like, in my opinion, what happened with Tim Burton Batman Returns, where like, oh, they let him do Tim Burton.
He needs somebody to, which is odd because he needs scripts from competent writers from like big time, like
Sure.
Terrio was all over Snyder.
Yeah.
Man of Steel. That's for me. I know David Goyer was credited, but that's Goyer and Christopher Nolan right there. Like and Dawn of the Dead, James Gunn.
Right.
Watchmen.
Right.
Watchmen was very much Alan Moore. That was all straight graphic novel. So like he needs that person who's
I was having that conversation with myself. Is he better with IP stuff or his originals? I don't know. I wonder. I don't know. 300 is good, but that's all. I mean, it's based on a graphic novel as well.
Yeah. So that's a Frank Miller.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know, man. But I still love him. Man. He's great, but these two didn't work.
Which, if he wants, I know people are like, but he did BVS. But if DC gets to a point where like, okay, we'll do the Dark Knight Returns. We just want it to be a live action. Don't go off and start changing things. Go off of the graphic novel.
Interesting.
I think he'd be the perfect
Returns.
one.
Well, I mean, he already did it.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
apparently, Denis Villeneuve is talked about how about he loves the aesthetic of Batman Beyond. Maybe he'd be interested in doing that. So that would be spectacular.
That would, and come on, James Gunn, get that going.
Right.
That's incredible. Yeah, I'm holding off on Rebel Moon. I'm not.
I've held off on saying anything to you because I didn't want to make you like. I didn't want to sway you like. But like, oh man, the first one is so. The first one's like you can see there's some stuff, but it's so derivative of when you watch it. It's like, and you can accurately point out like, okay, this is from this movie. This is a scene from this movie. This is from the whole movie is like that, where it's like there's some stuff where like this is, and I know that it was his Star Wars pitch, but some of it is like you just did this scene from Star Wars and just like it's really.
And that's why I don't. That's the one thing I don't understand about the criticism is people are saying like, "Oh, he ripped off Star Wars, he ripped off Dune, he ripped off Seven Samurai." I'm like, well, didn't those movies rip off of each other? Didn't Star Wars rip off of?
Oh no, 100%, absolutely.
Dune, you know, so it's just
but
like
you're absolutely right. But it's just you'll see it when you see the movie. Like,
okay,
it's the scene. It's like he just took the scene, and even some of the characters. The character Charlie Hunnam is like, okay, this is Han Solo, except he's I don't want to say, but yeah, it's like this is Han Solo clearly.
Yeah,
and this is the cantina scene, right? And this is like some of it is just like it's too derivative. Like it's like where I'm watching the scene, it's like you're absolutely right, but I don't know, this wasn't done as well. I don't say, but the second one, I'm telling you, 20 minutes, and that was chore just watching getting that far. Like that was like, oh, I can't.
Damn,
I can't. Like, this is not good. Not good. So yeah. From what I hear, Jaimon Hunsu is really great in it, but yeah, man, it's just
I'm scared.
Not his best.
I'm scared. But you know what? I'm also not afraid to, give Zack Snyder some tough love.
Sure.
If these movies end up not being, in some way not my cup of tea or something, either I've changed as a consumer, as a movie fan, or maybe this one just didn't do it.
They're not all home runs. I mean, Steven Spielberg.
Oh yeah,
they're not, so it happens. But the problem is he's talking about making 6 of these, and I'm like, dude, you're not.
No, he ain't doing that. He ain't doing that.
No, like, you're not.
He needs to hurry up with Army of the Dead too.
Right. I'd rather see that.
I don't understand. He should have did that first before jumping into Rebel Moon. Because people are still waiting for that. And that spinoff movie from Army of the Dead, what was about the safecracker?
Yeah.
Army of Thieves.
Okay. Yeah.
That was good.
I still haven't watched that. I gotta watch that.
Yeah. And they still have an animated series coming out from J. Olivia that's gonna tell the origin of the zombies. You know how Army of the Dead starts off with Area 51 and they're transporting a zombie. That one's going to go into the prequel anime is going to go into the start of all that.
Okay.
And so
we'll
see.
I will say this is a lot of the criticism is like, okay, stop. But some of these 2 movies are like a lot of the criticisms you hear about Zack Snyder versus whatever, but some of it is where you're like, it's all style and there's nothing there. There's no substance and these movies are kind of, it's everything that people.
I hear you, Empty Split. You're not the only one to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. You're listening to probably one of the biggest Zack Snyder fans. Some have called me a cultist and this and that, but like I said, I'm waiting for the director's cut. I don't want to see. It's probably not going to be that too much different, but at least I could say I've seen that version, and that's what I'm going off of because I'm tired of. I'm just. BVS and Justice League Theatrical really took some years off my life. And, I think
I've eased up on BVS.
I don't know.
Still, I don't blame him for the stuff that I don't like.
But, the only movie he made that was good was a remake of Dawn of the Dead. You didn't like 300?
Yeah, right.
It's usually Dawn. I usually hear Dawn of the Dead and 300. Those are like the 2 movies that,
that people
they're just like, yeah, he's great. Yeah. Watchmen, it depends. It depends who I'm talking to.
Oh.
Like like some people are like the director's cut of Watchmen is
masterpiece,
fantastic, and some people are like, yeah, he tried to fit way too much in that movie and whatnot. But it's just like, I mean, come on, man, Jackie Earle Haley as Rorschach and the comedian Jeffrey Morgan. Oh my god, those 2 are just.
I think Watchmen's great.
Fantastic. Yeah. But
I think I might have that over Man Steel.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
So okay. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm
there
like,
you go. Yeah.
if you didn't enjoy 300, that's cool. But yeah, that's generally what I hear. And I will forever die on that hill. That Man of Steel got way too much hate.
Yes.
It's
Love Man of Steel.
That movie with Hans Zimmer's score and Henry Cavill and Michael Shannon as generals. I just okay. Yes, Superman killed. Okay, it was grounded and whatnot. But
That's
like,
not even the Superman. Superman will kill if he has to.
yeah.
Like, it's not,
Well, it's so common nowadays. You got characters like Homelander, or Brightburn, right? Like Kid Superman, like it's common now.
Yeah.
Invincible,
Right.
with J.K.
Right,
Simmons,
yeah,
Invincible, right? That's another one. So it's not. It was just kind of ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It put Superman in a situation that the fans of the character do not want to see him in.
Well, people just aren't used to that. They're used to,
yeah,
good guy. There's a Christopher Reeve, but yeah, if you read comics, like Superman he'll kill something or someone if he has to. Like
the action comics. Yeah, oh yeah.
Actually,
so it's just like
Empty Split. I didn't mind. I'm one of the few people I didn't mind Sucker Punch. I should probably watch it again. I just watched it the one time, but it's a weird movie. But it's all right. I mean,
Zack Snyder has paraded around and said his director's cut of Sucker Punch is vastly different than what we got. So I don't know what that means. I mean, it's yeah. I actually, Sucker Punch is one of those movies that I can do without. Like I can, and then the follow-up movie, Owls of Ga'Hoole, I really enjoyed.
Heard that was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my buddy Jacob watched that. Said it was really.
And Rachel, I love that Superman Elseworld. I respect that. That's not a diss. Yeah. Henry Cavill, he deserves so much more as Superman.
That's too bad, right? Like
he just.
I was watching him in Ministry of a Gentlemanly Warfare, and I'm like, why? What happened to where they're just like, nah, not you. Like, I don't understand. He's great. He did everything I've seen him. He's awesome. I hope that Kevin Feige can find something for him. And I know he's going to be doing Warhammer 40,000.
Warhammer 40,000. So Henry Cavill, you will see him in the MCU. He has signed on for a role.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be a great doctor.
Yeah. I think that's gonna do it, man. I think let's wrap it up, man. It's been an hour and a half. It's been a fun conversation. Thank you again for making time and hanging out on this Thursday. I appreciate everyone in the chat for hanging out. Rachel, Empty Split, love having the conversation.
Yes.
I appreciate that right there. One more comment. Warner was sold recently to Discovery. I think that's part of the reason Cavill been
Oh no, yeah. We've talked
that and Black Adam's failure. That was if Black Adam was a $1 billion movie and a success. Maybe you get the payoff where Black Adam fights Superman, Henry Cavill Superman, which they won't see.
Seems like they just want to start with a clean slate with all the characters.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Although I've heard rumors that if James Gunn does do Kingdom Come to cap off what his DC universe, he'd bring back Henry Cavill as Kingdom Come Superman,
which would be great.
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and Ben Affleck as which I don't know how much of that I believe. I mean, that's a pipe dream. So, that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us again. Fandom United, a blockbuster podcast every Thursday. So come hang out with us and talk movies and, what you've been watching and all that good stuff. Thanks again, people in the chat. And make sure you guys like and subscribe. And we'll be back next week to talk Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, and, talk about that movie. And but for now, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Spend it whatever you do. Hang out with your loved ones and be safe. And we'll see you guys next week.